Howdy.
Yo,
What's up?
dude, nice shirt.
Hey, thanks.
I like it.
That's what Justin said.
Wearing the signature shirt.
Gold.
Selfie time.
Selfie. How you feeling?
Today I feel better than yesterday. Yesterday I hit legs and I came in here and I can just tell my energy was a little lower. Still had a great workout, you know. We did legs, did front squats, top sets on front squat was like 315 for 2 sets of 10 to 12. That felt pretty good, and then I did a lot of other stuff too. So I figured today I would be really run down, but not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I got my cardio in this morning, 2 meals, and then we decided to come after my second meal today, which is why we're early.
So how do you feel though being 11 weeks out or 10 weeks?
Yeah, we're coming up on 10 weeks this week. I could tell my body is changing. It's going to change pretty rapidly over these next few weeks. Energy is still good, you know, like it's not like, you know, we're a couple weeks out from the Olympia, but I could tell my energy is getting a little lower. My strength is still really good. In fact, I'm still getting stronger. I feel bubbly and round when I'm training. Like I'm getting good pumps in the gym along with keeping good strength. It's just more or less like now is transition. I'm trying to, you know, maintain the size and strength of the muscle, or maybe even get a little bit bigger, add a little bit more muscle tissue as I'm getting leaner. So that's the balancing act, is, you know, have enough energy to come in and train, but not too much to where we're not getting in shape, you know. So normally I do intra carbs, the glycoject. We cut that out other than leg days. So the carbs have come down just a hair. The fats have come down just a little bit. But I'm still getting a good amount of carbs each day, good amount of fat to keep me fueled and going.
Gotcha.
But overall, how I'm feeling just in general, I feel good. Mentally, I'm focused. Mentally, I'm motivated and want to be here. Again, energy's a little lower, but that's to be expected. You know, when the prep starts and really start ramping things up, and the body starts changing rapidly, that's what's to be expected. But yeah, here in a couple weeks, it's gonna get even crazier. So. Oh yeah, I'm finishing up chest. I've done a lot of stuff today already. What did I even do? I did like 4 variations of presses, incline, flat, decline, dips, I did like 5 actually, now that I think about it, but I'll finish up and do some pec deck flies, and that'll be good for the chest. I'll probably do a little bit of abs, and that'll be it for today. Pressing movement, not going super heavy, just that last little bit. And I'm like trying to stay more up to get my lower chest too. Feels so heavy after everything else I did.
Sure.
It's not even 200 pounds over here. Yeah, the other day I did the whole stack for like 2 or 3 sets, no problem, but it was just like arm day, and so I did a little chest. Today I'm like, my chest is smoked. I still want to do one more fly movement though real quick.
When you're doing this exercise, are you thinking you're bringing your elbows in first? Or are you like...
Yeah. So that's a good question actually. So yeah, there are pec deck fly machines where you tuck your elbows in like this.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily what I'm thinking about, tucking my elbows like that, but I am thinking about taking my biceps together like this. So I'm taking my arms straight across here. So I'm thinking about the weight being there, but I'm not really tucking this way. It's just more straight across.
When you tuck, is that more of your lower chest then?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. Oh man, I feel like I can't even squeeze. Okay, I changed it up. Okay, I'm gonna do a timer. Ah. Ah. Okay. Ah. 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 Okay. Hey. Five. 8. Okay, 2. One more. Uh, 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 oh man. Oh wow. I literally feel like I can't even squeeze my chest anymore. Tell you what, this is way different this year competing in the open versus making the 212 weight. By now I would already be like really suffering. Not really suffering, but like really low energy and really like, oh man, this is gonna be a long 2.5 months. But right now I feel way fresher 10.5 weeks out than I did in the years past. So this year is definitely already a different prep. I'm excited to see how the rest of the 10 weeks goes, but and I imagine it not even being the same at all. You know, I mean, like I said, making that 212 weight, that's first priority.
Yeah.
You know, we want to come in looking our best, but making the 212 weight, you know, that matters. If you don't make the weight, you don't compete. So now not having that weight restriction or that weight cap, not having to make weight at all, it's like you just want to bring on my best physique this year. So I don't expect it to be any easier as far as getting shredded and pushing the weight in the gym and doing the cardio and sticking to the diet. I don't think it's going to be any easier, but I just think that it's not going to be as long, drawn out process of just getting down to 212 basically.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see. We'll see. I am excited. Well, not just excited to put out these videos to see the transformation of my physique, but like I want to document this for myself to look back and be like, oh man, like that's what it was like at 10 weeks out. That's what it was like at 8 weeks out. That's what it was like at 6, 4, 2, 1 week out. And, you know, or even like just each year from year to year, like, oh, I remember that workout. I remember that day, how I felt. And, you know, like look at the difference, how I looked in 2021 versus 2022. And then so on and so forth for the rest of my career. It's like, it's just cool to be able to document it, because if you don't do it now, it's gone forever, you know? So this year we won't have today back. So that means I got to give my best today in this workout, plus being able to capture it and save it. It's really cool. I don't know.
Is that the end of the workout?
Yeah, I think I want to do a little bit of abs, but I also want to do some Q&A questions too. Oh man. Ooh.
Okay, so this question has been asked a lot. Basically, what's your current split right now?
My training split?
Yeah, your training split.
So I'm training 6 days a week, and I start my week off on Sunday. After church, I train legs. Monday and Tuesday is chest and back. And then Wednesday, I like to do arms and calves, which I'll throw in arms and calves and abs throughout the week with other body parts. But for me, it gives me an extra day to bring up those body parts while not attacking my central nervous system quite as much like I do on these other bigger body parts. Legs and back especially really take it out of me. So if I train legs, chest, back, I'm usually pretty exhausted. So Wednesday I'll train something a little easier like arms and calves. Thursday I come back and I train legs. And then on Friday, I'll do shoulders. Saturday, I rest. Friday's shoulder day. I may do a little bit of extra too as well if I feel like it, like an overall upper body pump or something.
Next question. Volume or intensity or both?
Both.
Both?
And you got to go heavy.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a one or the other. I always said bodybuilding is like a hybrid of all types of training. I mean, bodybuilding has its specific, training way of training, but you got to go heavy, you got to train intense, and you got to do a lot of volume, all of it.
What do you think your weakest and strongest body parts are?
My weakest and strongest body parts. About strongest in the gym, or? I'm just kidding. Well, this year I've been focusing on bringing up my chest. So I think I've done a good job of bringing up my chest. So that's been one area that I wanted to focus on. Also legs. Last year, being the 212, I felt like my legs needed to be a little bit more improved for this year. I think we've also accomplished that. So I would say 2 body parts that I wanted to bring up the most this year was going to be chest and legs. And then my strongest body part I would have to say is my back. Okay, let me get another set of these abs in there. Maybe I need to strengthen these abs too. Oh, this is probably my favorite ab exercise. This one and the leg raises. Well, I love it when it's done.
Here's a good one. How old are you?
29 years young. Don't mind the gray highlights.
Right. You dyed that, right?
It is, man.
Do a little swoop.
When I go get my fade, I'm like, hey, can you put a little blonde right there?
Let's put a little blonde up top. Yeah.
Not too much, but you got some.
Think about rocking that style.
Hey, I don't mind it.
I just need to dye the rest of my hair darker.
Yeah.
Black, and then with a little
Dude, you should.
little silver.
You should totally do that.
For the Olympia, should I dye my hair black and add a silver?
Yes. You should do
No.
silver to highlight for sure.
Yeah.
No.
It'd be the Lunsford look.
No.
See, there you go. Perfect.
Do you like fats in your pre-workout meal? What kind of fats?
Not necessarily right now. So like today, for example, meal 2 was my pre-workout meal, and I had beef. It was lean beef, 96.4, but I don't normally eat meal number 2 and then go train. I usually eat my 3rd meal, which has no added fats in it. It's just chicken and rice, or sometimes cod and rice. So no, I lower the fat a lot more as I'm prepping. All right, so here's a couple good ones. Anxiety at prep, your opinion. I think there's a lot of bodybuilders or competitors, let's just say, that deal with anxiety. I know I've dealt with anxiety in the past. I think anxiety comes in different forms. For me, it's I like to be reassured from my coach or a training partner, or just within myself. Like, I like to know deep down that I'm giving absolutely everything I possibly can each and every day to be my best. I like to know that in my heart, and to be reassured by a coach. Hani reassures me, like, okay, you're doing great, or okay, we need to push a little harder. Having that guidance definitely takes away the anxiety, which is why I think it's super important that you have a coach or a training partner, a good team around you that keeps your head focused. I think anxiety can come in other forms for other people. It doesn't have to just be that, but that's what it is for me. But I notice that across the board, competitors tend to have really bad anxiety, which is why we talk about this being a mental game as much as it is a physical game. So yes, we're coming into the gym, we're training hard, we're doing our cardio, we're staying strict to the diet, but there's a lot of mental fortitude that you have to be able to be your best on stage come showtime. So yeah, anxiety is definitely something that a lot of competitors go through, and figuring out how to deal with it sooner rather than later is going to help you be a better bodybuilder, a better competitor. In my opinion, this kind of goes along with that question. It's not the same question at all, but it is, did you want to quit and why? And no, I don't think that there's been a time where I truly wanted to quit. I think there's been times where I thought, why in the heck am I doing this? This is so tough. Like, this is not easy. And there's a million other things I could be doing with my life. But deep down, like this is what I chose to do, and this is what I believe I'm put on earth to do. So I don't know. I never really wanted to quit. I just wanted, like, there's been times where I thought, okay, I don't know how long this will be for me, meaning like, there's been times where I felt like I was going backwards in my bodybuilding career, and I thought, oh shoot, you know, like, if this is my last year, I want to make sure that I'm giving my absolute best this year. But deep down, I didn't really think it would come to an end. I just thought, okay, if this is it, then I better give my absolute best. So instead of thinking, okay, I'm gonna quit, this is the end for me, it was like, I gotta double down and work even harder, because if I don't, then somebody else is gonna come here and take my place, and I don't want that. I want to keep doing this, so let's just keep on going. So I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to lie and say there hasn't been times it's been tough, or I think to myself that my life could be so much different if I did something else. I'd be lying if I told you that, you know, if I like painting sunshines and rainbows for you guys. This is tough. This is not easy. And yeah, there's been times where it's like, man, can I go through this again? Do I want to put myself through all the training and the dieting and the weeks and months of prep? You know, and going back to the other question, anxiety, do you want to put yourself in that state of anxiety too, where it affects people around you, not just yourself? So I think about my wife, I think about my friends, I think about my family, I think about even just selfishly my life. Like, what else is there in the world or what else is out there that this world may have to offer for me? But again, deep down, I just feel like this is what I'm supposed to do, this is what I want to do, and I don't want to trade it.
To piggyback off of those questions,
Yeah.
do you struggle with like the fear of missing out when you're on prep?
Absolutely. I love that question, actually, because I don't think it's ever been asked to me, or to many bodybuilders. But for sure, I mean, you're with me, right? You
Yeah.
see it for months and months that I'm in the gym and I'm at home. I'm in the gym and I'm at home. I don't really go out and do anything else other than just put my all into training. So yeah, of course I would love to go and have a nice beach day on prep. But I don't. I would love to go and take my wife on a vacation. She's been wanting to go travel the world, and right now I can't because I'm stuck here training, prepping for the biggest show of my life. Do I want to trade that? No. Like, she supports me in it, you support me in it, everybody around me has supported me in this, and I chose to do this. But yeah, there's definitely times where I think to myself, boy, like 4 months of my life, 5 months of my life is gonna go by, and all I'm gonna be doing is training and at home. Training, resting, training, resting. And out of those 4 or 5 months, what else could I be doing in my life? What else in this world could I be doing and experiencing? But ultimately, if I chose these other things, it to me wouldn't compare to being on stage at the Mr. Olympia, the most prestigious show in the world, the Super Bowl of bodybuilding, being backstage among my peers, and being able to travel the world as the ambassador of the sport among other, you know, great champions, is like, I would rather have that than those 4 or 5 months of just doing whatever anybody else is doing in the world. I'd rather give my all during that time period, sacrifice, and then, you know, live the life that I have today. So for me, it's, do I fear missing out? Sure, I think everybody does to some degree, no matter what you do. But I think I would really beat myself up each and every day if I did decide to just give it up and say, I'm gonna go do this other fun stuff. And I think I wouldn't be nearly as happy, truthfully.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. New blueberry muffin, back in stock. No, seriously, I just got this in the mail today. They just told me the lemon cake is out.
Your prep flavor.
I know. So they sent me the last little bit. Thank God, right? So fortunately, lemon cake is being replaced by blueberry muffin, but this is delicious too.
So that's the new prep flavor?
I mean, it literally tastes like blueberry muffin. Like it straight up tastes like literally a blueberry muffin. Nothing else. 100%. I never played football, but I feel like I'm carrying a football. Like,
guard the ball.
yeah. Oh! I ain't fumbling this. All right, so you're heading home, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna head back.
All right, so we'll catch up tomorrow. We'll do some more questions.
More Q&A.
Perfect. See you, bro.
Yo.
Oh, what's up? Already filming.
Already on it.
I know, man. To eat this meal now. All right. Antonio, the natural on Instagram. Most valuable thing bodybuilding has taught you. Without question, discipline. So I learned how to be disciplined in wrestling, but when I started bodybuilding, it took discipline to another level. I just feel like bodybuilding is the epitome of discipline. It is 24/7, 365. Either you're moving forward or you're moving backwards. And it's what you eat, it's how you train, it's your whole lifestyle, rest, recovery, everything. So I just believe that bodybuilding has 100% taught me how to be more disciplined. Here's a training one. Mason 120684. How come you don't use straps very often when you're doing back? So during back training, I used to use straps a lot, pretty much like every set of my back workout, so that I could focus more on my back training and I wouldn't use my arms quite as much. But then I started noticing that my grip strength got weaker and weaker and weaker because I relied on the straps. So last couple years, I stopped using straps as much, and it's helped build up my forearm strength, my grip strength, my overall arm strength. And so now I just use the straps on more of my top sets, the heavier sets, to where if I don't use them, then my grip usually gives out before I can get those last few reps in. So just top sets. I'm not sure how to say this name. During prep, what time do we have to stop or decrease our water intake? Look, I wish I could answer this more directly. There's a lot of different ways to manipulate water as you're peaking for a show. I've done it many different ways. Many years ago, I would actually increase my water days prior, and then I would stop it drastically. And just what that would do was when I would increase the water, it would make your body kind of a flush. It would want to just really flush all the water out. And then when you stop the water, it continues to just flush and flush and flush, to where if you're not bringing anything in, it just excretes all the water out super rapidly within hours. So that's one way to do it. I actually found that last year, for example, tapering the water throughout the week seemed to be a better way for me. This past year, it was new to me. It wasn't a method I'd used before, but I feel that tapering your water is probably the best route. And I don't want to say one is safer than the other. I think that's probably the way I would go about it. It's what I usually do with my clients as well, is taper the water down. Also keep in mind too, when it comes to the water, sodium, potassium, carbohydrates, all these have a factor into the equation. So if you're eating a ton of sodium or a ton of potassium or not, or you're eating a ton of carbohydrates, or you have to make a weight, all these variables apply. And so that's why I can't really tell you, oh, you should do it this way, because everybody's different also. Jonathan, get TYS fit. When do you have your last leg day before the show? Last year, I think my last leg day was, I believe it was Sunday, and we competed on Friday. So I think that maybe I should have done it a day before. Whatever day I did it last year, I think that I maybe should have trained legs a day prior to that. And if not, I think the last leg day, I trained pretty hard, and I probably should have backed off as intense as I was training that last leg day. So regardless whether your last leg day is 4 days out, 5 days out, 6 days out, a week out, I think that you need to take it a little bit easier on your last few training sessions. Whereas I am In the past, I've always been the type of person where it's like, oh, you just got to give 100%, got to give your best each and every day, and no leaving no stone unturned. And I really think that it's better to be smarter and more methodical with your training at the end than just going all out, because it can actually have a negative effect on your look at the show. This is a good question. Nick Waslow, Waslo. Hope I said that right. Do you still eat veggies, or is the green supplement in place of it? Hold on. Boom. So this is like one of my favorite products from Evogen. I mainly like it because it just tastes good. It tastes like chocolate. Kind of just tastes like cocoa powder. So a lot of times I put this with my oats in the morning. And if I don't, then I just put a little bit of water in my shaker cup, and I'll do about a scoop and a half, 1 to 2 times a day of the Eva Greens. It gives me my fruits and veggies. But in addition to this, I do eat a little bit of mushrooms in the morning, maybe 1 or 2 times a day. And then right now, I'm not doing really too many veggies outside of just the greens. As I get a little bit hungrier, a little bit deeper in the prep, I will probably start to add like broccoli to my diet just to, give me a little bit more something to eat, give me a little bit more fiber. And I'll probably cut this out and not do quite as much. Maybe just do like 1 shake a day and then do a little bit of actual veggies throughout my meals. Got back today. It's my 3rd day this week training. We hit legs. Yesterday you came in, we hit chest and abs, and then today I have back. So it's gonna be a good one. Yeah, I can really feel my body changing the last week or two, especially the last few days. Like, it took a couple weeks to really get ramped up and stuff. Last few days, I feel like it's really started changing a lot more, especially like when Hani called me today, gave me good reassurance that we're right on track. He's very happy with where we're at. Obviously we have 10 more weeks to improve and really get crazy in shape, and I think I'm actually putting on muscle tissue as I'm recomping at the same weight. So I'm getting leaner, harder, and more separated, but my weight's staying the same, and strength's up. Yeah, everything's good.
Nice.
Okay. See these pictures up here? Dorian, Franco, Tom Platts over here, and I don't know, it got me motivated. I was watching the 1983 Olympia today, just on YouTube. It came across and I watched it, and I don't know, it got me motivated for today. Especially with like Dorian Yates, Lee Haney, their back shots, back day.
Gets you fired up.
Oh yeah, it's a great day to get better. Oh, now the sweat's going. Now we're getting a little sweat.
So now that you're not competing in the 212, who do you think's gonna win?
Who do I think's gonna win?
Yeah, or has the best chance?
I don't know who's gonna win because I think it's very competitive right now. I think first 2 guys that come to mind, no question, former 212 champions. You have Kamal and Sean, both 212 champions coming back. Those guys are always on point. I mean, they're going to be up there, no question. You can never count those 2 guys out. I think they're going to be the front runners once again this year for that title, to get that title back. After them, I want to mention Angel. He placed 4th last year. looks amazing. Another tough 212 competitor. He won an open show this last year too. Him and Sean both. So I think those three guys, they placed second, third, and fourth last year. They're gonna be the front runners to get that title this year. A couple guys that I'm thinking of that I think can jump the pack and be a threat to them and possibly come away with the title would be, I wanna mention Lucas from Brazil. He has a phenomenal physique to him. I know he had an injury earlier in the year, but seems like he's recovered and bounced back really quickly. And I think he's gonna be a serious threat. Keon, I've always felt like he has great potential to be a 212 champion at some point. If he can nail his conditioning and really come in and wow everybody this year, I think he's gonna be super dangerous and someone that is seriously fighting for that 212 title this year. And mentioning Keon, Kareth really pushed him in Tampa. And so I think we need to mention Kareth as a serious threat this year. And then there was another guy earlier in the year, I forget his name, but he has a really nice physique too. Don't know if he's gonna be a front runner to winning the title, but I just wanted, I wish I could remember his name. I'm sorry, I can't even remember what his name was, but yeah, I think those guys. So we got Sean and Kamal, no question, gonna be the top 2 or 3. And then Keon, Lucas, Kareth. Trying to think of anyone else right now. I mean, I know that this year, no question, the 212 is stacked once again. So I'm really excited to be able to not, necessarily compete in this division and watch this play out, because I'm a fan just like everybody else is. This year I get to compete in the open division and be a part of that. Whereas this year I get to be a fan and watch the 212 and see these guys I've been competing with for the last several years battle it out. And so just like the open being stacked and super exciting this year, I know the 212 will be just as exciting. And so I'm glad you asked that, man. That's a good one. I hope people put in the comments below what they think. Be interesting to start up a discussion and see who they think the front runner is for this year's 212 Mr. Olympia title. And if they think that Sean's gonna come back and get it, Kamal's gonna come back and get it, or if we got Angel, Keon, Lucas, Kareth, one of those guys coming in and stealing it from these guys. So honestly, I can see any of them winning, for real. I like the one guy that I think nobody's talking about right now is Angel. That's the one. I think Angel's the one that not too many guys are talking about. Lucas, same thing. Not too many guys are talking about him either. Keon, we all know he's got great potential, and Kareth pushed him, so we know that, and we know Sean and Kamal. But let's see how they do. Let's see what plays out by the end of the year.
It's going to be a good year.
It is. It really just comes down to peaking, man. They all have the potential to take that title, and I just want to see them all come in 100% and just battling it out, but having fun at the same time. And I know the 212 division, we were always like, really battling it out, but we also had fun with it and we respected one another. So it's a cool division.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
No, it's cool to get your perspective on it.
Yeah, now that I'm not competing in the 212 and being the reigning champion, I mean, that's what I see. I no question see Kamal and Sean, Angel, the rest of those guys for sure.
Yeah. So does that wrap up the Q&A?
Hope so, because I got to keep training, bro.
Yeah, you got to get back to it.
Can't be sitting here doing a Q&A all day. I got to train.
Got to get back to your back.
That's right. All right, see you, bro.